Hi there, and welcome to 2019. It's good to see you in the new year, and I hope you're off to a wonderful start. Today, this month, I'm going to be talking to you about the year ahead and our theme and motivations for what is in store for us. So, rather than a typical all hands meeting, I'm going to talk to you about our theme for the year, which is the year of elevate, empower, and expand. So, what is this all about? So, to bring us to where we are today, I thought it was important to first backtrack and share with you where we were and kind of the steps we've used to get to where we are so that we can see clearly where we're going into the future. So in 2016, the year that we founded, it was a year of declare and commit. This is when we had to really commit to doing this, to creating a company, to building a home health agency, to doing something big in the world. And so we established our LLC. The three of us, Christine and Stephanie and myself, made a commitment to build this thing together. And we also made a big commitment by submitting our license application to the Department of Public Health in Connecticut. And that was no small checkbox. So we declared, we committed, and we moved forward. In 2017, things continued to roll, and we had the main goal of 2017 was to get certified. So that was so important. So that was really our theme for the year, get certified. So in June of 2017, we were able to fulfill on the first part of that, which we got our Connecticut home health license. Then we were in the process of getting our Medicare accreditation, which required us to provide free services to over 20 patients between June and December. And that was part of our accreditation process. And then in September of 2017, we received our Medicare certification through ACHC. So that was a big year. It was a very important year for getting the boxes checked that we needed before we could really scale and open and deliver services. So 2018 was all about launching and providing nurturance and support into the field. And so we launched all our services, we built scalable operations and systems, and we built a team internally as well as out in the field that's ready for growth. Lots of things happened in 2018. We were able to put together our systems, our teams, have access. We moved from QuickBooks to Intact, which is our financial operations. We were able to build our case managers, and we were able to create a training program specifically around continuous care. We were able to get into the field and start learning about how to best approach and be with patients and families and bring them in. And so now with 2018 behind us and systems in place to support our growth, we are now moving into 2019, which is all about elevation, empowerment, and expansion. So elevate, empower, expand are our three words for the year, the themes. And we're really going to see those happening in three strategic ways. And so number one, we will be building on what we call the Allume Spark. And the Allume Spark are really all of the various programs that are designed to make Allume the preferred place to work in home care in Connecticut. So they're all the different facets of why it's great to work here. And so we'll be delivering more and more and more value to all of you. Each month you'll see us rolling out new things, from the earn what you choose compensation model to the patient enrichment fund, which you will be able to use the dollars to do things for patients. Just this last week, we had a patient that needed a garbage can and a floor lamp in their house. We had patients in the past that needed a car seat, needed some basic clothing for some of the other children that are in the house. And so these are simple examples of things that families might need that you as the nurse out in the field, we want you to feel empowered to provide. So this is one of the things that we're going to launch this year, along with several other important pieces. Our recognition and rewards program, the program for taking our monthly process of doing our Remarkable Care Awards and attaching those to some rewards for you. These are all some of the things that we're going to be rolling out. Expand continuous care. So we are continuing. We have referrals coming in every day, and we are recruiting heavily, and we have put together some resources to help us do that. I think we're being strategic and innovative in this space. You'll see us on Facebook. I hope you're joining us there and helping us to build our crowd by being on Facebook. And we're connecting with more and more families. Our intention this year is to expand not only to more patients, but to go deeper and farther in the way that we provide services and care to our existing patients and families. We're also committed to growing our skilled medical business. And so we're interested in having the traditional visits, which we already do, but we want to do more of that. So we're going to be elevating, empowering, and expanding all through 2019. I want to tell you a little bit more about this theme, okay? Because I've been thinking about it for a while. It's been a meditation that's been coming on for the last couple of months, and really, it's the words are meant to inspire us in how we approach our days, how we solve the problems that come to us, how we manage heartbreak when it comes to us, how we deal with intercommunication issues with other people, how we deal with our own selves, our own self-growth, our own self-awareness, because I believe that when you grow and when you decide that you want to create something that doesn't exist already in the world, when you want to manifest something new, I believe it's an extension of your inner transformation, your inner elevation, your inner work that allows you to let things go in this new way. So if we're all conscious on a certain level, or we're all enlightened on a certain level, or we're all self-aware on a certain level, or we're all living at a certain resonance of joy, not necessarily from moment to moment, but overall, what is our overall level of joy or connection to light and to love? If we want to expand into the world and manifest something that doesn't exist, we ourselves need to embark on an experience of elevation and transformation. So these words are to be used in a very practical sense in how we approach our operations, our systems, our training, our recruiting, how we bill. We want to elevate all of those things, right? We want to ensure that we can expand in all of these different areas. But it's also a reflection of what's intended to happen within us. And certainly it's about what I'm going through and what I'm processing. And so I'm declaring it as part of what our journey is together and inviting us all to participate in this process of elevation so that we can together not only create a better Allume, but a better life for me, a better life for you, a better life for your kids and your family and all the people that you touch in your community, patients, etc. So elevate. So elevate really is about the word or the conversation, the phrase with elevate is elevate the conversation. Elevate the conversation. It's so easy when life happens and trouble comes, which it does every day. Challenge arises throughout our lives. So how do we take the challenges that come to us and elevate the conversation, taking it from a place of despair, hopelessness, impossibility, not knowing how, right? A challenge that seems unmanageable. So the idea is to first elevate the conversation, change the perspective in which we're looking at something. So it's the mindset. It's how we approach our challenges so that when they come to us, we decide from the very beginning, we're going to elevate it. We're going to see the bigger picture. We're going to understand, okay, this is a challenge we're facing right now, that's what I would call 5 feet off the ground, what I'm dealing with right now in the moment. We're going to look at it from 50,000 feet and have bigger perspective about it. It's a blip on the screen. And it's also how we intend to expand into the problem. So there's the belief and the system that Albert Einstein began, which is that the solution to a problem doesn't live at the same energy as the problem itself. So if we have a problem and we live in the discussion of what the problem is, and we don't elevate to a higher plane of conversation, then we can't solve the problem, right? In order to see the real solution, the long-term solution, not the Band-Aid solution, we have to elevate the conversation. So it reflects on how we want to approach each other when we run into challenges. It's our intention around continuous improvement, and we also really want to elevate what it means to be in home care. Home care has become very strategic, both in the state of Connecticut and nationally. It's going to become more and more and more so as the years pass on, because home care is a lower cost solution for really high quality care for people who need services, medical services and personal care services. So we want to elevate the conversation. We want to uplift and be bright, shining examples of leaders in elevated conversation. We also want to discover empowerment. So often when you run into a challenge or a problem, the first thing you do is it's the common thing to do is to say, okay, here's the problem. Oh no, so that's when you're not elevating the conversation. That's when you're living at the level of the problem. And then when you discover empowerment, usually what we do is we go, oh my gosh, this happened and it's so-and-so's fault, right? It's somebody else's problem. Well, if it wasn't because for those other people doing what they do, we wouldn't have this problem. So the idea of empowerment is that we choose to see our choice in every situation. We choose to see the power we have at every moment to make a choice. And we choose also to see that power living in others. So part of how, in order for us to grow as humans and to have our impact be bigger and bigger, and also to have healthy relationships in life, is we must ourselves be empowered to make good decisions and not stay in situations that are unhealthy for us. Make decisions to move forward so that we're not complaining, we're not blaming, we're not living a victim to our circumstances. Instead, we've decided to be empowered and do what's right for us. And if we are complaining about something, to look for the choice, to see what's available. It's also about helping us see in others the opportunity for empowerment, that we're all able to be empowered, helping others to make the empowered choice, help others to see how they can step up and bring their greatness to whatever the mission is. So discovering empowerment is about being in a conversation that's elevated and seeing trusting in people's wisdom, trusting in people's light, hearing opportunities and seeing how everybody can play a part. And this is where we lean into greatness in ourselves, we lean into greatness in others, we trust in a higher source to give us the wisdom that we need to follow through, and we lean on things like accountability, innovation, tenacity, and choice. These are levers of power for each one of us. So just I often think of, for myself, where I can draw my power. Moments that in my life I have called on my power. And I can think of many examples where I had to call to something bigger in me, to have the courage to do the right thing and move ahead. As a mother, right, the mother bear instinct is a place I often go. I think about the power that I have within me to advocate for my children. And I think about how I can use that same power with whatever choice, whatever struggle I'm going through, whatever challenge I come at, that I can use that power to make a reasonable choice. Then we expand Okay, and this is about personal expansion, right? So you elevate the conversation, you empower yourself, you're going to expand as a creature, as a human. Is your ability to shine your light is just the natural outcome, right? So we want to expand into that goodness. We want to expand the goodness we share with others. We want to quite literally grow. Right? We want to grow as humans. We want to grow ourselves. We want to grow our individual teams. So if you're working on a continuous care team, we want to grow the way that we operate together. We want to fill the schedules, right? We want to fill all and grow in so all of the patients have the care that they need. We want to grow our ability to service new patients and more patients as time goes on. We want to expand our services. We want to increase our impact, and we want to share more with others. And so this is what 2019 is intended to be about, this idea of elevating the conversation, discovering empowerment, and expanding the goodness. So what does this mean? You know, we're building leaders this year. One of the elevate, empower, expand, one of the key elements here is that we need to expand and build our leaders. We're looking for leaders within each continuous care team. I see everybody as a leader, essentially. But we want to expand that ability to see leaders throughout the day. We want ambassadors of remarkable care. We want to elevate, empower, and expand through the ways we communicate, the way we lead, the way we approach challenges, what we ask of ourselves, of others, and how we choose to live. It will mean several specific things that we'll be doing this year. Scaling, as I mentioned, the continuous care and skilled medical practice. Hiring, so enrolling, training, supporting nurses, and really like supporting to make it so that this is the place that everybody wants to work as a nurse. We want to be the place that you want to stay and to work. And we want to know what we can do in order to make that a reality. We want to improve all the time. Elevating is about improving, allowing for feedback to come in so that we can do better. We want to optimize. So optimization allows us to reduce anything that's unnecessary, because unnecessary is just unnecessary. It's like a beautiful room, unfettered, without extraneous clutter, versus a room that's cluttered with lots of stacks of garbage or papers or too many clothes that you don't wear, that don't fit, that you don't like anymore. It's that optimizing process of getting it so it's nice and clean, well-defined, nothing extraneous. And that brings space and clarity to one's mind and what one should do. Communication, doing our best to communicate and share what's happening out to you, back from you, looking for new ways of developing better communication with us. We know this is a huge area of improvement for us. Braving, okay, what I call braving, which is putting into practice innovative solutions, doing things differently than others, trying things out, being willing when you innovate to have things not work and try different things instead. It takes bravery to do what people aren't doing, to try tactics out, to try different things with the spirit of trying to elevate, empower, right, and expand. So learning, lots of learning, integrating lots of learning, both in our programs that we'll be delivering to you, but also for ourselves. Our book club is an example, but we're doing a lot of work internally on our own learning. Celebrating, very important piece of this puzzle of expanding, right, is to celebrate with every opportunity. So we hope that you will participate in those celebrations and to be aware of those milestones and feel a sense of your own connection to all of what is happening. Sharing. So we'll be sharing more and more of what we're doing. We are, sometimes it's in healthcare, it's, we're all about giving to others, but we do want to do this sharing of what we're doing in the world in order so that others can know and be a part of it is a big part of this year. Inviting others to participate in various ways that will, hopefully some of them will inspire you and want to participate. And all along thanking. Very important part of being elevated is being in a space of gratitude. I believe that when you can stand in a moment of your life and you can be grateful and still ask the universe for something more, that's when you are most able to create, when you can stand in the space of abundance and ask the universe for more, you are able to bring more light and joy into your life. You can be happy with where you are and still see the horizon of more good to bring into the world for yourself and for others. So these are all the things that will be happening in 2019. We're so excited to have you here on this journey. And as always, I am interested in you. I want to know how we can work together and how you might want to be a part of this 2019 process. All right, that's all for now. Go make the world a better place. Happy 2019.